Okay, fellas, what I'm showing you here is a new locomotive and tender I picked up, and this is very, very different than all the others I have. This one here, to begin with, it's DC. Okay, it's a DC, not AC. And in order to work it, I had to pick up a DC transformer. This little Lionel transformer here. It's a DC. All right, and can't use it on the regular AC transformer. It'll burn out instantly, I'm told. So anyway, trying to get some information about this thing. This is number 8625. There's a couple of really bad videos online about them running, and very vague information on some forums. But I've seen a couple listings in a couple of reputable auction houses. And apparently they were made from 1986 to 1990. It was very unusual that Lionel went to the DC. Like most things that don't make sense, it had to do with money. They were trying to put together some really cheap sets, and so they went to the DC and started also selling the DC transformers. But I think these are what they call can motors. I'm not sure. If you look in here, you can actually see the motor. Very different. It has the same kind of connected to the third rail, to the center rail. Okay, traction rubber tire there. Two things about this. Number one, it is super lightweight. Man, this is so light. It's ridiculous. I mean, compared to the other AC engines I have. The other thing is that I tell you, it's fast. This thing flies down the track, probably because of the lightweight, but I actually had trouble controlling it, even on my little layout, because it just flies off the turns if I go fast. It's really a little hard to control. But anyway, it works great. It runs forward and reverse, which really surprised me. And it came with the original tender, which also happens to be the Sound of Power tender, as I showed you in one of my other last videos. Okay, so I was happy to see that. But I picked this thing up on an eBay auction. I paid $12 for it. $12 for the engine and the tender. It was untested. Came out of a storage unit. So the guy was selling it cheap. He didn't know if it ran. And I lucked out. I lucked out, and I picked up the transformer for another $5. So for less than $20, I got the whole setup here. And this thing is really in excellent shape. I mean, most of them are missing that little bell there; it's broken off, but it's in excellent shape. There's no damage whatsoever to it. And the other thing different from this one is it's what they call the 240. 2 wheels in the front, 4 wheels, and no wheels in the back. Okay, and that's what I think also, when it goes too fast around the bend, kind of loses its grip. Doesn't have the back wheels, and so kind of fishtails. I think that's my logic of it. But the very first thing I did when I got this was I marked it. Took a magic mark and I marked it on the front, DC. And so anybody else using this in the future will know it's DC, because you hook this up to a AC, you're going to fry it in less than a minute, I think. So, any rate, I'm going to hook it up and show you how she goes, and you might possibly see it flying off the rails. Alright guys, I'm going to try to demonstrate in the straight section here, back and forth, how quickly this thing moves. I'm telling you, this thing, it burns rubber, this little sucker. It's so lightweight. But I believe absolutely that the problem with not having back wheels on it is what causes the ass end to fly out, and that's the weight shift, and that's what causes it to go off the rails around the bends. I'm going to see. Let's see if we can get it to jerk back and forth a few times here. You see the light works too. there she goes. Here's a good example of how she goes off the rail. Alright fellas, so I took the tender off and ran around without the tender a little bit, and I'll tell you right now, this little train here, it's I'm afraid this is going to be a wall hanger, so to speak. This is not it's just not going to work out. It's just it is so fast. I mean, it just bolts. The slightest little bump of the transformer. And I believe the big problem with the train is the lightweight and the fact that it has no rear wheels. That distance between that rear traction wheel and the coupling in the back is I don't know, I'd say at least 2 inches, if not more. And as I'm watching it as it goes around the turns, and it swings. It has a hell of a swing to it. And the weight distribution in this thing, I think, is extremely poor. Again, these were made for very cheap sets, and you know, like everything else, you get what you pay for. And Lionel, unfortunately, tried to cut a few bucks, I think, and thank goodness they woke up in time and they stopped making these things, because it's a beautiful looking train, and it runs good. It really does. Freaking runs good. But you got a long straight ride, it's fine. You take it around a track with a bend, and you're going to have a derailment. Almost as sure as you're sitting there looking at it, you're going to have a derailment. I'm slowing it down almost to stop on the turns. I'm going to speed it up around the next turn. You're going to see what happens. There it is, off the track. Okay? I just can't handle the turns. It's as simple as that. So, nice looking train. Runs great, but ain't going to cut it. Just not going to cut it, I'm afraid. So, that's my review of these DC motor trains. I mean, nothing wrong with the motor. Runs great. Transformer works great that I got. But that train, the weight distribution is crazy. I mean, it's really, just look at that distance between those rear traction wheels and the ass end. And that's why those rear wheels are necessary, to hold it in place. Because that ass end swings and nothing's holding it. Gravity always wins. There's no question about it. So, anyway, you guys want to contribute some information about this, that'd be great. Again, they were made from 1986 and 1990, I'm told. And then Lionel wised up and they got rid of these things. So, that's the ticket, guys. Thanks for watching. Book 'em, Dano.